quarterback, number 5, Kyle Olson.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nekoosa and week number 1 of this 2017 high school football season. The Red Wings of Ettrick Tempealeau come to town, and they take on the Papermakers in non-conference football action. My name is Tom Kirst. Joining me behind the camera, two of my favorite people, Nekoosa and Landon Wilhorn. We're certainly glad you could join us. As always, our thanks go out to Nekoosa High School and Wisconsin Rapids Community Media for helping us make telecasts of NHS sports possible. Nekoosa and GET get together tonight for the first time in a long while. You have to go back to October 26, 2010 to find that last meeting. That night, the Papermakers thumped the Redhawks 34-0 in a level 1 playoff game down at Galesville. Tonight's matchup features two teams, both playoff contenders a season ago, and both hoping to get back into playoff action again this season. GET, 10-2 a year ago, they took the Cooley Conference Championship, winning all their regular season games except one, that by a 1-point decision to West Salem. Did well in the playoffs as well as the Redhawks advanced to level 3 before dropping a decision to a very good St. Croix Central team. Nekoosa 5-5 a year ago, 4-1 in the South Central. Their season ended with a level 1 playoff loss last season at West Salem. So Nekoosa kicks the ball away. And a good return. They're going to be good field position for Ettrick Tempealeau, as I believe that was number 32, Connor Jacobs, returns it up to about the 39-yard line. Both these teams lost quite a bit to graduation.
Connor Jacobs with the return.
GET does return their leading rusher from a year ago, Ben Bahan.
Adrian Rodriguez with the tackle.
He had over 1,000 yards, 11 scores a year ago. Very tight formation for the Redhawks, and I believe 27 behind with the football. He picks up 9 off the right side.
Benjamin Bahar with the run.
Going to be a second and short now.
Marquand Wiesen.
Marquand Wiesen with the tackle for the Papermakers. Second and short now for GET. Again, everybody tight. They hand the football off to the fullback this time. And Nekoosa makes a good play inside as Connor Jacobs tackled for a short gain, but enough for the first down.
With Connor Jacobs. Tackle made by Brandon Wolf. First down for the Red Hawks.
Brandon Wolf on the stop that time for Nekoosa, but the first down of the night gathered by Ettrick, the Red Hawks, coached by Mr. John Steffenhagen. Steffenhagen in his 22nd season at Ettrick Tempealeau. Good blocking up front, as that time Jacobs just follows that front line and picks up about 6.
Tackle finished off by Sawyer Goodwin.
Talk about that front line a little bit for GET. You can describe it in one word: huge. 6'4", 230 at one tackle, 6'3", 190 at the other, a 6 foot 220 center, a 270-pound guard, and the little boy, 180-pound guard on the other side. Going to make it tough for Nekoosa tonight to control the line of scrimmage.
Carry again by Connor Jacobs.
Jacobs with his third carry on this first quarter drive.
Keegan Colo in on the tackle.
Picks up 5 and the second first down. This drive started at the GET 38-yard line. They're going to run wide this time. That's behind. Looking for a gap. Nekoosa does a nice job of getting over there and cutting off the halfback, but still behind with a nice gain of about 8.
Brandon Wolf with the tackle. They'll bring up second down.
Brandon Wolf on the stop for Nekoosa. So 5 straight runs by the Red Hawks. And they are sitting first, make that 2nd and 2 at about the 31. Off the left side, another first down. 5 yards picked up by
Eddie with the carry.
Eddie.
Tackle made by Evan Broder.
Garrett Eddy, 5'10", 165-pound running back. New set of downs from the 28-yard line. Brent Lettner, the GET quarterback. He was a defensive back last year. Moved into the quarterback position. As you can see, the quarterback isn't really much of a thrower, doesn't need to be much of a thrower with this GET offense, as they love to run the football.
Brandon Wolf and Keegan Colo with the tackle.
Jacobs again for 5. Nekoosa's contained GET one time, one offensive play, held the Red Hawks to a 2-yard gain, but since then, or all the other plays have been gone for 5 or 6 yards or more. Everything on the ground. 2nd and 5 from the 23. Lettner. Little reverse inside. Bahan breaks a tackle at the 3, takes it into the end zone for the touchdown.
Touchdown by Ben Bahan.
Ben Bahan, 23 yards. And GET wastes no time getting on the scoreboard. That score comes at the 8-11 mark. Let's see what GET does for a conversion here. Looks like they're going to go for 2. Why not? The way you're running the football, right? Straight ahead, the handoff. Connor Jacobs converts.
Connor Jacobs with the run.
And our first score of the year, complete dominance by GET. 8:11 to go here in the first quarter. GET 8, Nekoosa nothing. GET ready to kick it away. They have the 8-0 lead. Who's doing the kicking there? Is that number 81? I believe so. That would be Nathan Truex. Good deep kick over the head of the Nekoosa return man into the end zone. Marquand Wiesen back to get that kick, just watched it sail over his head. So Nekoosa will start from their own 20-yard line. Nekoosa returns their quarterback from last season, I believe. We're going to see Kyle Olson at quarterback. He wears number 5. Kyle, a 5'9", 150-pound senior. Had a good year last year. Something like little over 1,000 yards passing. And I believe it was 13 touchdowns to go with that. See what Nekoosa does here on first down. The man is in motion, and we're going to get a procedure call on Nekoosa. That'll cost him 5 yards. That'll set him back to the 15. Over the ball at center for Nekoosa, Cole Caberly. He's a 5'11", 230-pound senior. Cole, offense make that all-conference both ways last year for the Papermakers. Nekoosa runs it on first down, short yardage, if any. Number 21, the ball carrier for Nekoosa, that's Brandon Wolf. And they're going to mark it right at the line of, well, maybe give him a yard, huh? Nope, nothing on the carry for Wolf. 2nd and 15. One running back behind the quarterback Olson, that's Bills. But hand the ball to Waltenberg. And Trent wrapped up in the backfield for loss.
Trent Waltenberg, the carrier.
Back to about the 14-yard line.
Tackle by William Johnson.
William Johnson on the stop. William Johnson, a 5'7", 175-pound linebacker. So Nekoosa quickly in a hole. 3rd down and long, 3rd and 18. Ball back at the 14-yard line. Olsen finds a man. Out at the 25, breaks a tackle. And Brandon Wolf close to the sticks. But he's going to come up a couple of yards short.
Correcting on a pronunciation from the Southern Hemisphere.
So about 14.
By Benjamin Behan.
14 on the pitch and catch, and Nekoosa with their punt team on. Jace Olsen will punt it away for the Papermakers. Back deep. Ben Behan. And he'll take this kick from Olsen at the 40. Trying to get outside, cuts it back inside and finds some room. Into Nekoosa territory down to the 44, a 16-yard return. And about a 35-yard punt. And with 6:33 to play here in the opening period, Gale Ettrick Tempealeau in business on the Nekoosa 44. Mentioned that GET lost in the 3rd level of the playoffs last season to St. Croix Central. St. Croix Central went on to play in the championship game in their division. They did lose that ball game, but again, that shows you what a good team St. Croix Central is. Jacobs going to pick up about 9 on the carrier, but we got a flag behind the play, and that's going to be a hold probably on the Red Hawks. First penalty of the game against GET. The flag rests at the 42.
Holding against the Red Hawks.
They mark it off from where? From that spot, 10-yard penalty. First down again for GET, this time from their own 49-yard line. First and about 18. Again, tight formation. Behan grabbed from behind that time by number 77, I believe that was. Sawyer Goodwin with a good play. But Behan still picked up about 4.
Sawyer Goodwin on the tackle.
Second and about 14 now. Let's make it 12 for the Red Hawks. They have not thrown the football yet. Everything on the ground in that first drive. 62 yards on the ground for the first score. And they stick to the ground here as Eddie on a little counter play, and the Nekoosa defense does that very well. Trent Waltenberg in on the stop that time, as he was not fooled at all by that misdirection. No gain on the play. So Nekoosa stiffening that defense a bit. Third down now, about 11. The ball at the 46-yard line of Nekoosa. Very wet day today. Field is wet. But thankfully it's not raining right now. It probably hasn't rained for a couple hours. Lettner's going to throw. Tried to get the ball into the middle of the field to Thomas Gunderson. Flag in the backfield. Let's check that out. Procedure penalty on the Red Hawks. I'm sure Nekoosa will decline that penalty.
Penalty was declined. They'll bring up fourth down.
The cameraman confirms that they have declined the penalty. And we'll see if the Red Hawks kick the football or punt the football. It's obvious punting down, but again, quite a bit of offense on that far sideline. They come out in a straight formation. They do split a couple of receivers this time, though, and Nekoosa doesn't look ready for it right now. They're scrambling, cover those receivers, and Lettner does set up the screen. Behan's got a first down as he runs through a tackle at about the 30-yard line. So no fear at all in this Red Hawk team as they pick up 15.
Tackled by Bill. First down for the Red Hawks.
On Lettner's first completion. Nice call that time by Coach Steffenhagen on the other side. So Nekoosa scrambling anyway to cover up the wideouts. And then through the screen pass. Fourth first down in this first quarter for GET. They run the football. Dylan Johnson with his first carry.
Dylan Johnson with the carry.
Takes it down to about the 22-yard line for a gain of 8. There are a few umbrellas out right now, so maybe it is sprinkling a little bit yet. But it's really windy about an hour and a half ago. Man, I think that has calmed down a bit. Lettner calls his own number this time and takes it for a first down inside the 10-yard line.
Brett Lettner with the keeper.
Lettner for 14.
Tackle made by Brandon Wolf.
And again, a first down. Number 5 for the Red Hawks here in the opening period.
First and goal.
Clock running, 3 minutes to play here in quarter number 1. Well, Nekoosa's just had no answer for that big offensive line thus far, anyway. Three running backs surround the quarterback. Little pitch, and straight ahead goes the ball carrier, Ben Behan. Now it's Behan. And he takes it 9 yards, touchdown, GET. Boy, it's coming easy right now for the Red Hawks as they're just bowling over Nekoosa in the middle of that line. One of the stars of that offensive line for GET is number 50, Nathan Ryle, or Riley, I'm not sure. He was the lineman of the year last year in the Cooley Conference.
The conversion is no good.
So he's the leader of that group. Nekoosa does a good job of shutting down the Red Hawks on the conversion. It does fail. 2:36 to play, opening period, 14-0, GET. So for the second time this quarter, Nathan Truax has it teed up, and he'll kick it away to Nekoosa. His last kick, or his first kick, went into the end zone, went through the end zone. This one is returnable by Wiesen. Marcus. Across the 20 to about the 22. Pretty good return.
Wiesen with the return.
So Nekoosa will start drive number 2 from their own 23-yard line. 2:30 to play here in the quarter. Olsen hands it off on first down. Good tough run by Dylan Bills. Picks up about 5. Nekoosa started in a hole on that first drive. Procedure penalty set him back 5 yards immediately. A couple of runs netted not much. Maybe I even lost a couple yards. And third down, Nekoosa did complete a pass, but not enough for a first down. 2nd and 5. Olsen hands it off again, this time to the left side. And who was the ball carrier? That's Bills one more time. Probably only about 3 that time for Dylan. So Nekoosa facing another third down situation. Truax in on the stop from his defensive end position. 3rd and 2. Man in motion. Nekoosa pitches the ball. And did they get a first down? Bills did get the first down. Out to the 34-yard line, Nekoosa's first down of this ball game. So Bills with 3 runs, nets 12 yards, and that's all you need in a football game. Minute 10 to play here in the opening period. Nekoosa, 1st and 10. The ball sits at the 34, maybe the 35-yard line. Bills again. And very little this time. He's wrapped up by 3. Red.
Nathan Riley again with the tackle.
3 Red Hawks in on the stop, led by number 50, Nathan Reel. Reel a linebacker defensively, tackle offensively. No, excuse me, Reel is at the right tackle spot. Looks like a 5-man front. 2 linebackers, 4 defensive backs for GET. Olsen. Good throw. Ball was jarred out of the receiver's hands.
Incomplete.
Intended for Brandon Wolf. It's going to be 2nd down. Wolf still down on the field. 18 seconds to play in the quarter. 14-0. GET. The injured player for Nekoosa was Brandon Wolf, and good news, Brandon walked off the field under his own power. He's down here in front of us right now as the medical staff, or the medical professional, if you will, taking a look at him. I think it took quite a blow to the midsection on that good tackle. 3rd down for Nekoosa, 3rd and 9, the ball at the 35-yard line. Spread formation, 2 receivers, both sides. Olsen in trouble. Looks upfield, finds a man, and we've got first down yardage. Dylan Bills with the catch. A gain of about 10 on the play. And again, first down yardage for Nekoosa. So Nekoosa has done some good things through the air here in the quarter. And with that play, the first quarter comes to an end. So Ettrick Tempealeau owns the first quarter after 1. It's GET 14 and Nekoosa nothing. Quarter number 2 about to begin. Nekoosa heading in another direction. But they do have a first down. The ball at the 46-yard line right in front of us here at Holland Field. Little confusion now as Nekoosa short a player. Number 76, Brendan Gillensoff, hustles into the game. Nekoosa with the receivers split wide left and right. 2 men behind the quarterback, Olsen, a man in the slot. And they run the football. I think that's Waltenberg. And Trent with a nice run. Down to about the 44-yard line.
Trent Waltenberg with the carry.
9 yards on the carry. Nekoosa, second and short.
In on the tackle.
Good down if you're a play caller. Run the football, you can pass the football. Maybe a little trickery. Let's see what Nekoosa coach Paul Liebherr dials up here. Paul Liebherr, by the way, in his second season coaching Nekoosa, 5-5 last year. They run it straight ahead, and I don't think Bills got the first down. No gain on the play. So Nekoosa now 3rd and 1. Nekoosa's had some success running the football.
Cole Johnson. 3rd and short.
Bills with actually Nekoosa with about 20 yards plus on the ground in this drive where they've put together a couple of first downs. Need a yard here to keep that drive alive. 3rd and 1. Again, 2 receivers right, 2 left, 1 man in the backfield. Olsen with a good throw, got his man, he got a first down. Brandon Wolf brought down at the 39-yard line. 5 yards on the play. Again, first down yardage for Nekoosa. Boy, Olsen does a nice job on the backfield, buying himself a little bit of time and then looking downfield and finding receivers. First down, Nekoosa back to the ground, and Bills is jarred. He was hit hard right at the line of scrimmage. I think that's number 30 that got in there first.
Still a Bills with the carry.
Bryce Burns, a 5'11", 185-pound sophomore. Bills did pick up 1 on the play, 2nd and 9. Cole Caberly over the football. Wiesen wide left. Doherty wide right. Olsen gets outside. Throws up a wobbler just before he got spanked in the backfield. Number 60. Oh, I don't see in my program. Maybe that's number 50. Oh, that's real again. Put Olsen right on his back. Third down and 9. Be interesting to see what Nekoosa does if they don't get the first down here. They are in GET territory, and they are down 14 here in the second quarter. Olsen still has it. Backside pressure, gets it off. Had Wiesen down the middle, but just didn't have the time to get him the football. And again, Olsen took quite the shot in the backfield. The price you pay for playing quarterback. So it is 4th down. And Nekoosa is going to go. Same formation, 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Bills the lone back behind Olsen from the shotgun. 4-man rush. Nekoosa picks it up nicely. Going back to Wiesen. This time picked off. Good play on the football in the secondary.
Red Hawk football.
Is that number?
Everyone knows tonight's game is being
number 81, I believe. Nathan Truax with the interception. You know, that served a purpose.
Spectrum Channel 985.
That serves a purpose. As that was just as good as a punt, as that ball was intercepted at the 10-yard line. So a long field now for GET. They run it on first down, out to about the 15.
Ben
Behan on the carry. He's had a busy first quarter. make that first half.
Chase Olsen in on the tackle.
Boy, it really be good for Nekoosa right here to hold down the Red Hawks and force them to punt, get the ball back in good field position. You don't want to give up the 90-yard drive here or the big play. They run it again. A lot of traffic on that right side. The pile kept moving out to about the 20, though. And I believe the Red Hawks probably about a half a yard short of the first down. I'm not sure who carried the ball that time. Use your imagination. Third and 1. Boy, it's early for football, isn't it? What is today? The 17th of August. It's like being in Canada. Good thing I was watching that Canadian football in July. Quarterback Lettner keeps it this time, and he powers ahead behind his center. Got about 4 yards on the carry and a first down.
Brett Leonard with the keeper. Logan Cleary in on the tackle.
Cleary on the stop for Nekoosa. 6th first down of this first half for the Red Hawks. You know, I remember the last time Nekoosa and GET did get together. We were at that ball game down at Ettrick, Tempealeau. First down run. Lettner almost got out of there that time.
Ball carrier was Dylan Johnson.
I believe that was Lettner, number 22.
It's brought down by Brandon Spike.
Well, no, my spotter says it was 28, Dylan Johnson. Anyway, going back to that last ball game with GET, it was Austin Kokoka that night that had just a huge night in that playoff win for Nekoosa. Over 220 yards rushing in that 34-0 win. Straight up the middle. Johnson this time with the carry. Make that Jacobs.
Brought down by Marquand Weaven.
Picks up about 8 yards and a first down. And the sticks just keep moving for this GET team. And the clock just keeps running, by the way. 6:25 now to play in the first half. I certainly don't keep track of time of possession, but if we were, GET would have a big advantage in that area. Their offense has been on the field most of the half. They run wide this time with Jacobs. He's got the corner, turns it up across the 50, down to the 49-yard line. 11 yards and another first down for the Red Hawks.
With the carry, Jace Olsen pushed him out.
Olsen made the tackle. Jace Olsen made the tackle for Nekoosa. Brandon Wolf had a shot at him that time, but just couldn't bring him down about the 45-yard line. So now GET in Nekoosa territory. Pounding it or knocking at the door one more time. They have not punted yet in this ball game. Of course, they did have to turn a 4th and 11 into a first down. Whistles on the field, and GET is going to take a timeout. 6:04 to play, first half, 14-0, GET. So everybody has figured out what they want to do on this next play during that timeout. 1st and 10 for GET. Ball at the 49-yard line of the Papermakers. Lettner. Little counter play. Big hole. Look out here. Going the distance. Number 27, Ben Behan. Behan we're going to go with. 48 yards and the third score of this first half for GET. Behan with all three of them has got a 23-yard touchdown run, a 9-yard touchdown run, and now a 48-yard touchdown run. for the Red Hawks. 20-0. This time, it looks like GET is going to put a kicker out there. Who is that masked man? That's Truax. Well, that's just a fake, and they run the ball straight up the middle. And they catch Nekoosa napping as Eddy.
2-point conversion is good.
Garrett Eddy takes it in for the 2-point conversion. 5:54 to play in the half. 22-0 GET. So it's been the Ben Behan show thus far tonight. 3 touchdown runs by the GET senior. Nathan Truax has it teed up. And Nekoosa about ready to get that football back. Marcus Wiesen deep along with, can't quite make out that other number. Is that 21? If so, that's Brandon Wolf. Another booming kick by Truax, and Wiesen catches it in the end zone, a touchback. Nekoosa will get it at their own 20. So Truax has quite the leg, though we haven't really seen it except for kickoffs tonight. See what the paper makers can do. They still have 6 minutes, 5:53 to play here in the half. What their work cut out for them now, trailing by 22 points. I was reading about this GET team, last year's quarterback, which I cannot think of his name anymore, or there was also a running back. Both went on to play collegiately. One at Viterbo and another one at Winona, I believe. Nekoosa with a little room here on the left side. I think that's Brandon Wolf. Picked up about 2, and I think a flag on the play. It's going to be a hold on Nekoosa. We'll see what GET does.
Nathan Riley in on the tackle, but there's a flag on the play.
I can't quite see the flag. It must be at about the 22-yard line. Yeah, it is. There. Now I see it. So if they take the penalty, it'll be first and whatever at the 12. Otherwise, 2nd and 8. They're going to take the penalty. And that marches the ball back to the 12, maybe the 13-yard line. First down again for Nekoosa. Now back at their 13-yard line, 1st and 17. Again, a spread formation for Nekoosa. 3 running backs this time, though. They do run the football. I think that's Bills. And Dillon with a pretty good run. Out across the 15 to about the 16. We'll give him the 17 even.
Trent Waltenberg with the carry.
Well, they say it was Waltenberg. What do you think, Nita?
Tackled by Bryce Burns.
4 yards on the carry, though. 2nd and 14, the ball at the 16 now. Wiesen splits wide right. Man in the slot on that side also. Pitch. And trying to pick out the number. That was Bills that time. Waltenberg in motion that time, trying to get in front of Bills and throw him a block.
Stoner brings down Dillonville.
It didn't work out real well as Bills only picks up. Well, he did pick up 3. That's not so bad. Problem is Nekoosa needs another 10 for a first down. 4:20 to play in the half. If you don't get this first down here, you hand that football over to that dangerous offense one more time here in the half. So let's get a first down, boys. From the shotgun, Olsen. Just didn't have the time again. As either number 53, I think that was 53, William Johnson, all over the Nekoosa quarterback. So Olsen just without enough time to throw the football. It's punt team's on for Nekoosa. Someone on the far sideline saying, watch the fake. I don't think you're going to see a fake from the 21-yard line, but you never know. Olsen off the side of his foot. Very poor punt. It's going to roll dead at about the 36-yard line. So a 15-yard punt. You know, that for me, that would have been a good punt. But for Jace Olsen, I think he can do a lot better. And I'm sure he's disappointed with that effort. But it happens. It happens to the best of them. So GET with that football one more time. And they got a short field with 3:57 yet to play here in the half. We don't have to make it easy for them, do we? First and 10 from the 35. Again, tight formation, 3 men behind the quarterback. Lettner keeps it this time, takes it about 5 yards before he's met by Brandon Wolf.
With the run brought down by Brandon Wolf.
Second and 5 coming up. 3:35 to play yet here in the half. Lettner pitches, then leads the way as Behan, I believe. Or was that Eddie that time? That was Eddie.
Garrett Eddy brought down by Jace Olsen.
Derek Eddy followed his quarterback
Timeout Nekoosa.
for 5 yards and a first down. Nekoosa takes a timeout. Nekoosa takes a timeout, gives us a chance to talk about some other things going on. Like Nekoosa's schedule, for example. Next week, of course, Nekoosa will be in action again. Next Friday night, the 25th of August, Papermakers will play another home game as they host River Valley. Again, Friday the 25th, River Valley here in Nekoosa. Other South Central Conference teams begin their play tomorrow night, the 18th of August. Wisconsin Dells at Thorpe, Laconia at Watoma, Adams Friendship at Lakeside Lutheran, and Mauston at Toma. As you may or may not have heard, Westfield is a non-competitor in conference play this year as they canceled all of their football games. They just didn't have enough players, especially in the junior and senior age group. So again, Westfield will not be competing in varsity football this season. That's a shame. And boy, there seems to be a lot of that going around. Port Edwards having to go to an 8-man game as well this year because they could not field their regular football team. I think North Fond du Lac in the same boat. Hey, there's a nice play inside. As number 62, Brandon Spice sticks it to Eddie for a loss of 1.
Short loss on the play.
Clock continues to run. 3 minutes to play now. 2nd and 11 from the 26. Behan. Short gain.
Then Behan.
Down to about the 23-yard line. So Behan maybe with 3 on the carry. And it's 3rd down.
Jace Olsen with the tackle.
Jace Olsen on the stop for the Papermakers. 3rd and 8. Another run. This time Jacobs finds a hole on the right side. He's got first down yardage. And he's down near the 10-yard line.
Connor Jacobs with the carry.
Jacobs picks up 7. New set of downs. 2:23 to play here in the half.
First down for the Red Hawks.
Clock running. Jacobs again. Right side. Big hole again. Down to about the 7. Five on the carry. I'd make that 2nd and 5 coming up. 2 minutes to play in the half. I believe GET has, I see it on the scoreboard now. They have 2 timeouts left. They've only used 1. Just like Nekoosa's only used 1. Second and about 6. Pitch. Behan, touchdown. GET. Ben Behan.
Touchdown by Ben Behan.
Make that Behan with his 4th touchdown here in the first quarter. This time a 7-yard run. GET now with a 28-0 advantage. As last time, Truax out there, it looks like he's going to attempt the point, but you never know. I think they are going to kick it this time. Bradley Lilla, the holder. And that ball is shanked a bit, but it still goes through. So Truax adds the point. Minute 36 to play in the half. 29 for GET, nothing for Nekoosa. So Nekoosa still with a minute 36 to play in the half. Let's see what they do with it after they get this kick from GET. Nathan Truax has been outstanding on kickoffs tonight. Two touchbacks already, and another deep kick. This one's returnable by Weeson. Marquand gets up ahead of steam and has delivered a pretty good blow right at the 25-yard line. It was a good return by Marquand.
Weeson with the return.
That's what you got to do. You got
by Taipei Purdy.
You got to hit that the opposition at a pretty good rate of speed and hope you can get through there. And if you can get through there on that kickoff and find some open field, it becomes a race. Marquand taken down that time, though. So let's see what Nekoosa has in mind now for the next minute 29. They've had some success throwing, but they've had problems getting their quarterback Olsen enough time to throw. Olsen overshoots his receiver this time. That being Brandon Wolf.
Brandon Wolf, the intended receiver, incomplete.
I think Kyle realizes he's got to get rid of the ball in a hurry, and he's probably got that little counter going through his head right now saying 1,000, 1,000, bye. Because, again, he's not getting a whole lot of time to throw it. Nekoosa could try rolling him out, I suppose, to buy a little time. Second and 10. Olsen from the backside. He is swallowed up. And I believe that's number 81, Nathan Truax. 185-pound senior, 6'4". Not only a good kicker, a pretty good defensive end, too.
Truax with the sack.
Loss of about 3 on the sack. Clock continues to run. We're under a minute now. 3rd and 13, the ball at the 26-yard line. Make that the 23-yard line. From the shotgun, Olsen. Got it away. Oh, he had Wolf out there. Make that, yeah, that's Wolf, Brandon Wolf out there. Overthrew him just a bit. And Nekoosa facing 4th down now with 33 ticks left on the clock. But I tell you what, if you can give Olsen some time, I bet you he could pick this defense apart a bit. He does throw the ball with a lot of confidence, and he does a good job, like I said before, of keeping his eyes downfield. Twin brother Jace Olsen on right now, though. He'll punt it away. Jace trying to make up for that last short kick punt. See what he does here. A little better this time. End over end. Hits about the 48. Picked up at the 44 by Behan. And good return by Ben down to the 41. Still 28 seconds to play here in the half.
Ben Behan with the return. Dane Woods brought it down.
Trying to get our cameraman to maybe zoom in on the action a little bit more here. Good job, Landon. First and 10 from the 41. Again, only 23 seconds to play. Hey, spread out a couple of receivers this time. Man in motion. Lettner's going to throw it. Down the sideline. Incomplete. Almost a real good play.
Cone was the intended receiver, broken up by
Made by...
Weeden.
I'm not sure who that was. It wasn't Truax. It wasn't Thompson. But a good job by Marquand Wiesen, though, to break up that pass. Someone took a timeout. 22 seconds to play, 29-0 GET. Second and 10 for GET. The ball at the 41-yard line, 22 seconds to play here in the half. Again, they split out two receivers. This time they run the ball straight ahead. Flag on the play as number 77, Sawyer Goodwin, does a nice job of bringing down the ball carrier. Let's see which way this one's going to go. Personal foul, face mask. It's going to go on the Papermakers. That's a big penalty.
Foul against the Papermakers.
It's going to cost them, 15 yards from, I assume, the line of scrimmage. Or is it from where the flag was? I'm not sure. But it's going to take the ball down near the 25-yard line. There's still 17 seconds to play. Yeah, they marked the ball at the 25. Should be a first down as well, as GET was second and 10 on that last play. So, Lettner in trouble, goes down. So Nekoosa fans get something to cheer about as Evan Broder brings down the GET quarterback for a big loss on the play. Evan Broder with a sack of about 10 yards on Lettner. And GET takes another timeout. There's still 10 seconds to play. That's GET's, should be their last timeout, I would think, but they got two on the board. So I'm not sure why. Unless Nekoosa took the timeout before, but that doesn't make a whole lot of sense either. Nekoosa, looking at their schedule this season, I was sort of excited when I first saw the schedule, because Nekoosa had, what I saw was 6 home games. I thought, well, that's great. Let's do it on public access. Problem is that schedule's changed a bit, partly because of loss of Westfield on the schedule. Westfield was supposed to be the homecoming game for Nekoosa on October 6th. And of course, that game would have been played here. Instead, Nekoosa booked a game with Laconia, I believe. Yep, they did on the 6th of October, and that game's going to be played down at Laconia. The other change to the schedule from what I saw originally is Boscobel. The 4th ball game of the season is going to be played at Boscobel, not Nekoosa. So Nekoosa with 4 home games this year. Tonight's game, River Valley next week, and then Mauston and Adams Friendship later on in the season. Second down and 25 from the 35. Lettner lost the football. They set up the screen, though. Behan down the left sideline with some good blocks. Breaks a tackle, and he is down near the goal line. Boy, they turned disaster into a great play, but unfortunately for GET, the first half appears to be over. Scoreboard clock shows 0, and I don't think there'll be another play. Did they say he scored? Well, then I'm not sure what the confusion is on the field right now.
And the clock is at 0. That's the end of the half.
First half is over. So Nekoosa survives the last few seconds of the half. We played 1. It's GET 29 and Nekoosa nothing. We are about ready for the second half of this ball game. As Ettrick Tempealeau teeing it up, they'll kick it away to Nekoosa. 29-0 our halftime score. It's been the Ben B. Hand show. B. Hand with 4 touchdown runs, 23, 9, 48, and 7. 2 in the first quarter, 2 in the second quarter. Really spreading it out nicely. And 29-0 advantage for the Red Hawks. Nekoosa has struggled offensively and, well, you could say defensively as well, trying to contain that running attack of GET. Pretty much power football from the Red Hawks. Let's see if Nekoosa can get something going here in the second half. Still a pretty good breeze out there. I'm not sure which way it's blowing anymore. I think it's shifted. It's more out of the north now rather than the west. And that'll affect this Truax kick. It's playable. Wiesen from about the 3. Marquand gets out near the 20, probably about the 19-yard line. And Nekoosa will start from there.
Wiesen on the return.
Kyle Olson back on for Nekoosa at quarterback. You'll have Brandon Wolf, Dylan Bills, and Trent Waltenberg in the backfield. Cole Caberly over center for the Papermakers. Again, Nekoosa with a spread formation. They run it straight up the middle. Good, strong run by, is that Waltenberg? Nope. That is Dylan Bills. Dylan.
Connor Jacobs brings down.
Did a nice job of accelerating from the backfield before he was brought down by Connor Jacobs. Gain of 5 on the play. That's a good start. Again, Nekoosa just trying to get some offense going here in this season opener. Run is stalled this time, that's for certain, as there's no room at all for the ball carrier.
Bills again with the carry.
Number 71, Sam Jansen in there.
By Sam Jansen.
And Bills, no gain on the play. So quickly it's third down for Nekoosa. Like everybody in the ballpark knows that Nekoosa is going to try to throw it here. And I'm sure that defensive line, as their ears pinned back, they're going to be going after the quarterback Olson on this play. Olson couldn't get outside and is put down by Nathan Truax as he tries to deliver that pass out to the flat. And Nekoosa 3 and out to start this second half.
There's a flag on the play. First indications against Nekoosa.
There is a flag on the play, though. Evidently, I don't see the flag, but it's way over here in the backfield near the sideline. And it's a procedure penalty that's going to be declined by the Red Hawks. I must admit, I have the heck of a time remembering Red Hawks. I've had to look it up about 12 times tonight. I want to say Red Wings. But no, they're the Red Hawks. Jace Olson on to punt it away. Gets a good snap. And hits a pretty good kick. Behan. Good return. There's a flag behind the play, though. This is coming back.
Ben Behan with the return.
So Behan with about a 20-yard return, but number 10 for Nekoosa, Dane Woods, was clipped back about the 41-yard line, a block in the back, if you will. And that's going to push Gale Ettrick Tempealeau back into their own territory. Should put the ball back about the 31-yard line. So that's quite a penalty when you look at it. GET loses about 30 yards on that penalty. That's 30% of the field, me being the mathematician I am. Injured Nekoosa player coming off is Marquand Wiesen. Marquand looks, I'm not sure if he has a leg injury or what, but he's being helped off to our left. May have turned an ankle or a knee. 1st and 10 from the 31. The ground game of the Red Wings goes into action. And let's see who that was. Number 25, Eddie.
Garrett Eddy with the carry.
Garrett Eddy with a nice gain on 1st down. Picks up about 7.
Chase Loebner with the tackle.
Boy, the Red Wings do such a good... the Red Wings. The Red Hawks do such a good job of blocking those plays. I mean, they are so tight up there, and they're moving the pile. There's really no gap at all between those offensive linemen. And they just dare you to come after them. I'm sure they've got some plays they can bust on you to come up with quick scores at times as well. Behan with about a 5-yard carry and a 1st down for GET.
1st down, GET.
Just underway here in the 3rd quarter. 9 minutes to play. 1st and 10. Carry off the right side, off tackle. Jacobs busts out of there. And he is finally put to the ground at about the 34-yard line.
Connor Jacobs with the carry.
I believe number 21, Brandon Wolf, made the touchdown-saving tackle that time. But not before Jacobs had picked up about 20. Well, you think of that big front line that GET has too, and you get to this point of the game, 3rd and 4th quarters, those big bodies start to wear you down as a defense. Jacobs powers his way up, straight ahead to about the 29. Gain of 6.
Jacobs brought down by Spice.
Spice on the stop for Nekoosa. Nekoosa does have a good schedule this year. I hate to say it, but you take Westfield off the schedule, it makes your schedule a lot tougher, which I think is what you want. You want some competitive football teams. You want to play good football teams, and I think GET is one of them. It's going to be interesting to see what Boscobel brings to the table, as also Laconia this year. Nekoosa with a good stop there. Not sure who's going to get credit for the tackle, but getting up from the bottom of the pile is number 76, Brendan Gildensoff. And I think Nekoosa just did a good job that time of stopping things up. Let's keep doing that. Put those big linemen in a pile and see if how they're going to run around them then, or through them then. 3rd and 2 now for the Red Hawks from the 27. Cornerback keeper Lettner busts into the secondary. Lettner is going to score.
Touchdown, Brett Lettner.
So Lettner gets the first score tonight other than Ben Behan. And that's what, a 27-yard run. And now 35-0 our score. Truax on to attempt the point. He's attempted 1 thus far tonight and made that. I was surprised, though, by the kick in his 1 attempt. He did not hit the ball real well. And, boy, he's got the leg for it. We've seen that with the kickoffs. That time he gets the foot into it. Right down the middle. The conversion is good. 7:18 to play. 3rd quarter. It's now GET 36 and Nekoosa nothing. So 36-0 our score. In Wisconsin high school football, a 35-point advantage means a running clock. So that clock will be running now throughout the remainder of this ball game, I believe, regardless of whether or not Nekoosa shortens that margin at all. So this third and fourth quarter is going to go by pretty quick. Truax with another fine kick. Captured about the 3-yard line by Trent Waltenberg. He shifts directions around the 15, and that turns into a problem. Boy, it's hard to change directions like that. You can't just stop. And Waltenberg got buried when he did stop that run. Out. Nekoosa 1st and 10 from the 15. They run the football. Bill's the carrier, or the ball carrier. Make that Wolf the ball carrier. And Brandon out to about the 19 for a gain of 3.
Wolf with the carry. Bryce Burns with the tackle.
Can't keep going up and down the camera. 2nd and 6. Who's got it this time? Waltenberg on the outside makes a good cut. And Trent Waltenberg has a Nekoosa first down. Out to about the 27-yard line.
Tanner Ton with the tackle. First down. Papermakers.
Clock running, 5:15 to play in the third. Nekoosa with a new set of downs. The ball at the 31-yard line. Olsen over center. Bills, Wolf, and Waltenberg behind him. Olsen. Little dump pass across the middle. That ball was dropped by Brandon Wolf.
Brandon Wolf, the intended receiver. Flag on the play.
2nd down and 10 for Nekoosa. For some reason, the clock stopped. Now it's running again. And I'm not sure what the discussion is between the official and the GET bench. They have first down on the board. They have first down over there as well. It should be 2nd down, not? So I'm a little bit, no, it says 2nd down on the board now, but the first, there we go, 2nd down on the marker across the way. 2nd and 10. Little inside handoff. Waltenberg trying to find some room and does. Picks up about 5 across the 31 to about the 30 to about the 31.
Waltenberg with the carry.
So the Papermakers 3rd and 5 now. Kyle Olsen comes over to the Nekoosa bench, gets a play, heads back to the huddle. Caberly over the ball. Under center is Olsen. Olsen's going to keep it. And he's in trouble and will go down. Didn't quite make it back to the 30. So 4th down rolls around for Nekoosa. 2:50 to play here in the third quarter. Olsen coming over to the sideline. Looks like he got a little shaken up. Maybe that left shoulder or left wrist. Boy, Nekoosa can't afford to lose him. Maybe just a shot to the elbow, huh? Chase Olson back to punt. It's a line drive. B. Hand picks it up at about the 33. He's a busy guy tonight, eh? Almost got outside. Now cuts it back and finds more room. Flag comes out, and again, we're gonna get a penalty on GET on that return. Flag is lying at about the 50-yard line, so odds are GET will start this drive from their own 40-yard line. So last two punts by Nekoosa has resulted in sizable penalties for GET. Of course, when you're up 36-0, it doesn't bother you as much. Same crew in yet for GET. This is their 1st and 10 from their 40. I'm sure we're going to see some substitutions in this fourth quarter. But right now, they run the football. That may be a substitute right there. Who's that, number 30? Yes, it is. Number 30, Bryce Burns, a 5'11", 185-pound sophomore with a carry. He picks up about 6. I believe that's his first carry tonight. Clock running, about 40 seconds to play now here in the third.
Marquand with the tackle.
Everybody tight, like they have been all night. Burns with another carry. He's got first down yardage across the 50 to about the Nekoosa 48. I think at the 47 even. Boy, he just kept chugging those legs.
Isaiah Dillon in on the tackle.
Isaiah Dillon. Nekoosa sophomore with his first tackle tonight.
And that's going to be the end of the third quarter.
Clock running down, and we are moving on to the fourth quarter. We played 3. It's Gale Ettrick Tempealeau 36 and Nekoosa nothing. Fourth quarter upon us. Still 36-0. GET with the only score in that third period. That the run by Lettner. Good first down run there by
brings down
Jacobs. Seven yards on the carry. It's second down. Lettner still in at quarterback for the Red Hawks. Jacobs still in the backfield, along with Eddie. So was Behan. That's Eddie with a carry on the counter play. And Nekoosa defenses that well. 23 and on the stop. That is Dylan Bills.
With the carry.
And really no gain that time by Eddie.
Bills with the tackle.
Third down and about 2. Ball at the 38-yard line. Lettner pitches the ball to Behan, and he has first down yardages to about the 25. Make that 35.
Then Behan.
Boy, Behan and this red Hawk team have really dominated this game on the ground. Take a look at the stats from last year. The quarterback for GET threw the ball about 50 times all year. And that seems high now after watching GET in action tonight. And that was in what, 12, 13 ball games. They are a running team. Lettner somehow gave that ball off to Eddie. I don't know how he got the ball to Eddie. And Eddie takes it down inside the 30. Close to first down yardage. He's got a first down at the 25. So the machine just keeps churning out yards.
Wiesen on the tackle.
Marquand Wiesen on the tackle. That's good news. Marquand still in the ballgame. We saw him shaken up a while ago. Burns with a carry. Boy, Dylan Bills grabbed him early in that run, and Burns just kept carrying Bills for another 3 yards, maybe 4.
Ike Dillon in on the tackle.
Second and 4, the ball placed at about the 19-yard line. Clock running, 8:50 to play in this ball game. Lettner. Burns one more time off left tackle. He's got first down yardage down to the 15. Needed 4, got 5.
Burns again with the carry.
Remember Nekoosa out here again next week taking on River Valley. That's usually a very good football team too. Nekoosa, River Valley have had some very good games over the years. Very close games over the years. And that rivalry's been going on for maybe a decade or two. Pitch to another new ball carrier in the ball game, number 28. And that is Dylan Johnson. Johnson picks up about 3. That's interesting how they can run that. They're all bunched up. The running backs are just a yard, maybe 2 from the quarterback. Quarterback will take the ball and actually pitch it a yard or 2 to the quarterback, the running back behind him, and then lead the running back through the hole. So the quarterback pitches and then blocks for the running back. New quarterback in the ball game now, number 4, Bradley Lilla. Calling the signals, and he hands off on his first play. I believe that's Johnson again, Dylan Johnson. Yep, it was Johnson. He picks up a good gain of about 4 or 5, a little short of the first down.
Johnson the carrier.
Ball at the 11-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 2 now for the Red Hawks. Boy, this Nekoosa team's got to feel a little beaten up right now, especially defensively. Lilla over center. Keeps it this time. Nope, he did hand that ball off somehow. He was leading the way, though. And it was number 28, Dylan Johnson. Dylan Johnson takes it the final 7 yards. And again, GET adds to that point total. It's now 42-0. And again, Truax on to attempt a point. That score comes at the 6:20 mark of this final period. Deep into the night, and true as an arrow. Truax with the extra point. 6:20 to play in the game, 43-0, GET. We've seen it many times tonight. Nathan Truax kicking off. He's got to be a tired guy. Playing defense, knocking through extra points, kicking the ball 60 yards on kickoffs. Not going to make it this time, though. Waltenberg from the 10. It's one of his shorter kickoffs tonight. And Trent Struggles out to maybe the 30-yard line. Didn't want to go down. So good return by Waltenberg. So we want to thank Nekoosa High School for helping us out doing tonight's ball game. We want to thank Megan Kautzer, the athletic director at Nekoosa High School. She's been a lot of help in getting us set up here in the press box here in Holland Field. Cleaned up the place for us before we got here. Made us some cookies. No, I made that one up. Anyway, thank you, Megan. Nekoosa runs it on first down. And I'm not sure who that was. Was that Bills? No, that was Waltenberg. So Trent Waltenberg for about 2. Oh.
Trent had the carry.
My scout is telling me that Dylan Bills is out. He's got a hand injury. Thank you,
Brandon Boone's in a
spotter.
tackle.
So we won't guess Dylan Bills anymore, huh? So Waltenberg is in the backfield with Wolf and number 11, Keegan Colo. Olsen with a good throw, but a drop by number 82, Austin Sutherland. Little slant that time. Good play call. Austin would like to have that one back, I'm sure. Pretty good throw, though, by Jace. I'll make that by Kyle. A little bit. Out. 3rd and 6 from the 33. They're going to run it. Waltenberg cuts it up, and he's met by 3 or 4 Redhawks. Short gain of about 2. 4th down coming up, and now we've got another injury, I believe.
Waltenberg again with the carry.
As number 76, Brendan Gillensoff, comes off the field. And I think Brendan maybe dislocated a finger. He's in quite a bit of pain on the sideline. He's being attended to. Meanwhile, it's 4th down for Nekoosa. 4th and 6, and they will punt the football. Jace Olsen back in. One man back awaiting the Olsen kick. Jace bobbles the snap but gets off a low line drive, which is going to be a pretty effective kick as it's going to roll dead at about the 33-yard line. Nice job by Olsen, under pressure. So one more shot maybe for GET. 3 minutes and 10 seconds on the running clock. GET really doesn't know how to pull back, do they? They run the ball every play, so it's not like they can stop passing it for big yardage. So they just go out and do what they do. They run the football. Bradley Lilla still in the ball game as the quarterback right now for GET. Fresh set of running backs behind him. Sure, a bunch of new faces in that offensive line, too, for the Redhawks. Lilla handed the ball off somehow. I've seen that several times tonight. I can't actually see the exchange between the quarterback and the running back. It sure looks like the quarterback still has the football to me. Second down at about 6 as we hit the 2-minute mark in this ball game. GET taking their time right now too. They're letting some time come off the clock. They're more than willing to jump on that bus and head home with a win. They pitched the ball. I saw it that time. As Lilla pitched the ball to his running back, number 7, Cole Ziegler. And he was wrapped up by number 22, I believe, Marquand Wiesen. Third down and 2 Ball at the, 40-yard line. Tough way to start the year for Nekoosa, but I tell you what, they're going to get better. As time goes on, these young players are going to get better. And again, they're playing a pretty good team tonight in this GET football team. Off tackle left side, I think they're going to be short of that first down. Who's that made that good play for Nekoosa? Number 68.
Logan Cleary brings down the runner.
Cleary made the play for Nekoosa, and it is fourth down, fourth and about 1. 20 seconds to play in the game. This will be the last play of the night. 4th and 2. One more first down for GET as they plow ahead over the 40-yard line, over the 45.
Let's give a big round of applause.
And that's going to wrap it up tonight for both of these teams.
We wish both teams
GET comes to town and they hand it to Nekoosa. Dominate the night. That ground game outstanding. Our final score, GET 43 and Nekoosa nothing. So with a win, Gale Ettrick Tempealeau 1-0 on this young season. Nekoosa 0-1. Of course, both teams, or neither team, have participated in a conference game yet this season. Quick scoring rundown for GET. All the scoring came from GET. First quarter, they opened up the scoring with a 23-yard Ben Behan run. Jacobs converted the run 8-0 GET. At the 2:36 mark of the first quarter, Behan again a 9-yard run. This time the conversion failed. It was 14-0 after 1. Quarter number 2 brought more Ben Behan, a 48-yard run. Made the score 22-0. 22-0. And then with 1:36 to play in the second quarter, 29-0 as Behan scored a 7-yard run. The third quarter brought a Brett Lettner 27-yard run to make it 36-0. And quarter number 4, Dylan Johnson a 7-yard run, 43-0 wrapped up tonight's scoring. So again, next week Nekoosa in action right here in Nekoosa again, as they will host River Valley 7 o'clock next Friday night. For our camera people, Nita Kirst and Landon Wilhorn, I want to thank them for doing a fine job tonight. My name is Tom Kirst. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time for Nekoosa Sports.